Hey guys, welcome to the Crochet Life of Sophie. I'm Sophie. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing you guys how to crochet this chunky ruffle hat. Well, I did not use a chunky yarn. What I did was to double the strands of your normal double knit DK yarn. However, I'd like to show you guys the difference between this double knit yarn and this other very thin yarn that people might mistake in it. This is the thin yarn that I'm referring to. And as you can see, they are both very different. In terms of the grams, I used more or less 300 grams of double knit yarn and I had a little bit left over. In other words, it was 3 balls of yarn. What you're going to need is a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, some scissors, a tapestry needle for weaving in your ends, and stitch markers. There's several ways to get started. I'll be showing you guys how to make the magic circle. So I take my yarn, wrap it around to create a cross. I then take my crochet hook, grab this yarn, and then twist it and create a chain. I'm going to make one more chain. Now I have 2 chains, which will not be counting as a double crochet. Inside the magic circle, I'll be working 10 double crochets. Yarn over, insert your hook inside the magic circle, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and you're left with 1 loop, and then you keep repeating that until you have a total of 10 double crochets in the magic circle. You guys can just have a look to see how I make my double crochets. When I was editing, I realized that I was going really fast in terms of how I made the double crochets, and I'm sorry about that. Now I have made 10 double crochets. I'm going to pull my tail. I'll be making a slip stitch at the top of the first double crochet. Another way to get started is to make a slip knot, and this is how I make mine. I'm going to adjust the loop and insert my crochet hook. I'm going to make a chain of 3. The first one will be a little bit loose, and then 2 more. This 3 chain does not count as a double crochet. I'm going to work 10 double crochets inside the first chain. I've made 10 double crochets. I'll be slip stitching at the first double crochet we made. The first round is complete. I'm going to chain 2, which does not count as a stitch. I'm going to work 2 double crochets in the first stitch. And I'll make 2 double crochets in the next stitch. I'll be working 2 double crochets in each and every stitch for the second round. I have 20 stitches. I'll be slip stitching at the first double crochet. The second round is complete. I'm going to chain 2, which once again does not count as a stitch. In the first stitch, I'm going to work 1 double crochet. And in the next stitch, I'll be working 2 double crochets. In the first stitch, I worked 1 double crochet. In the second stitch, I worked 2 double crochets. In the third stitch, I'll be working 1 double crochet. In the fourth stitch, I'll be working 2 double crochets. For the third round, I'll be alternating between a double crochet and 2 double crochets. because we started off with a double crochet, we should be ending off with an increase of 2 double crochets in the same stitch. I'm going to be slip stitching at the top of the first double crochet. The third round is complete. I'm going to chain 2. In the first stitch, I'll be working 1 double crochet. In the next stitch, I'll also be working 1 double crochet. And in the next stitch, which is the third stitch, I'll be making an increase of 2 double crochets in the same stitch. So in the third round, I'll be alternating between 2 separate double crochets and an increase of 2 double crochets in the same stitch. I'm about to work on the last stitch, so I'll be making an increase of 2 double crochets in the last stitch. The fourth round is complete. I'm going to slip stitch at the top of the first double crochet. I'm going to chain 2. For the fifth round, in the first 3 stitches, I'll be working 3 separate double crochets before I can make an increase. I've worked 3 separate double crochets. I'll be making an increase in the 4th stitch. Once again, I'll be working 3 separate double crochets in 3 separate stitches and then an increase. In this round, I'll be alternating between 3 separate double crochets and then an increase. I'm about to work the last 2 double crochets in the same stitch. I'll be slip stitching at the top of the first double crochet. The 5th round is complete. I'll start off by making a chain of 2. In the first 4 stitches, I'll be working 4 separate double crochets before I can make an increase. I've worked 4 separate double crochets. I'll be making an increase in the 5th stitch. In this round, I'll be alternating between 4 separate double crochets and then an increase. I've worked 4 double crochets in separate stitches and then made an increase. I'll be making an increase in the last stitch. I'll be slip stitching at the top of the first double crochet and then chain 2. For the 7th round, I'll be making separate double crochets in the first 5 stitches before I can make an increase. I've worked 5 separate double crochets. I'll be making an increase. In this round, I'll be alternating between 5 separate double crochets and then an increase. I've worked 5 separate double crochets, made an increase, and then 5 separate double crochets and made an increase. The 7th round is complete. I've placed a stitch marker in the last round where we made increases, so the next 4 rounds will just be double crochets without making an increase. I've chained 2 already. I'll be working a double crochet in each and every stitch without making an increase for the next 4 rounds. That will be from round 8 to round 11. Now I'm done working the 8th row without making increases. I'm going to slip stitch at the top of the first double crochet, chain 2. I'll still be making double crochets in each and every stitch without making increases. I'll continue working like this until I'm done with the 11th round. Now I'm about to work the last double crochet and slip stitch at the top of the first double crochet. The 11th round is complete. Just a quick recap. The second round, that's when we begin to make increases all the way till the 7th round. From the 8th round to the 11th round, I was just working double crochets in each and every stitch without making an increase. I'm going to chain 1. For 1 round, I'll be making a single crochet in each and every stitch without making an increase. I'm about to work the last single crochet and I'll slip stitch at the top of the first single crochet. This is what the hat looks like so far before we can get started working on the ruffles. We'll be making 3 rows for the ruffles. So to get started, I'm gonna start off by making a chain 3. This could count as a double crochet, and in the first stitch I'm going to make 2 more double crochets. Now I've worked 3 double crochets in the first stitch. In the second stitch, I'll still be working 3 double crochets. For the first row of the ruffles, I'll be working 3 double crochets in each and every stitch. I'll continue working 3 double crochets in each and every stitch until I get to the end. I'm going to work the last 3 double crochets in the last stitch. Now the first row of ruffles is complete. I'll slip stitch at the first or second double crochet. In the second row of ruffles, I make about 5 sets of 3 double crochets, so that's basically 3 double crochets in each of the next 5 or so stitches. Then maybe in the 6th stitch, I just do one regular double crochet. I alternate between few sets of 3 double crochets and then I do a regular double crochet. This helps the ruffles look nice and full, and it also saves a little bit of yarn. If you have enough yarn, you're more than welcome to just continue working 3 double crochets in each and every stitch. I'm going to chain 3. In the first stitch, I'm going to make 2 more double crochets. Now I've worked the first 3 double crochets. In the second stitch, I'm going to make 3 more double crochets again. For the second row of ruffles, I'll just be working 3 double crochets in each and every stitch, but there are times or instances whereby I'll just throw in 1 double crochet. I am left with 1 stitch. I have made 3 double crochets in the last stitch. I'm going to slip stitch at the top of the double crochet. And the second row of ruffles is now complete. Now that the second row of ruffles is complete and this is what it is looking like, you're more than welcome to stop working. If you like it like this, you're more than welcome to leave it as it is. I'll be working on the last row of ruffles. For the third row of ruffles, I'm going to start off by making a chain of 3. I'm going to make 2 more double crochets in the first stitch. So basically, if you are feeling ambitious, you're more than welcome to make 3 double crochets in each and every stitch around. I'll be doing something very similar to that. I'll be working sets of 3 double crochets, and in other stitches I'll just be working 1 double crochet. Because I've worked quite a few sets of 3 double crochets, I'll then make a double crochet in the next stitch and proceed to make about 7 to 9 sets of double crochets and then 1 regular double crochet, and just keep repeating until I get to the end. For the third round of the ruffles, I'm out of yarn, and this is how far the first 2 skeins of yarn got me. This is where I got started working on the third row of ruffles, and I'm left with basically half. Since I'm only left with 1 skein of yarn, what I'm going to do, because I really need to use 2 strands of yarn, is to remove the label and attempt to do the center pull method, which was a success this time. And I'm going to take the outer yarn as well as the inside yarn and attach it. I'll be using both strands at the same time. You can join the yarn or connect it, however, you can use whatever method to join or connect the yarn. For some odd reason, I don't know why this other strand is longer than the one that I have, but I'm just gonna attach it either way. Here's how I'm gonna do it. I'm going to attach the yarn by making a knot or tying a knot. You can choose to cut the yarn here. I'll be crocheting it as I go. When I get to this knot and the tail, I'm just gonna crochet it as I go. I'm out of the other strand of yarn. I'm just going to tie a knot. I just leave enough tail to weave in or to crochet as I go. I'll continue crocheting as normal I'm gonna crochet this as I go. Because of the way I've been crocheting my third round, as I've been making many sets of 3 double crochets, so I'm gonna switch to making 1 double crochet and then go back to making 3 double crochets in the next couple of stitches and then make a double crochet. Now I'm at the last stitch. I'm going to work 3 double crochets. After working 3 double crochets in the last stitch, I'm going to slip stitch at the top of the double crochet. Chain 1 to secure your work and leave enough tail to weave in. I'm just going to pull through the yarn after making a chain of 1 to secure my work and take my tapestry needle to weave in the ends. You have the option to either weave in one end at a time. I'm going to be weaving in both of my ends at the same time. There isn't the right or even the wrong way of weaving in ends. How I do it is I insert my tapestry needle wherever it can fit. And if you're not sure of how to do it, you're more than welcome to stay and observe to see how I do it. Once again, I'll be weaving in both ends at the same time.